We got some spikeweed over here. What's that all about? It is an old country saying that spindleweed... Oh, it's not spikeweed. I said spikeweed, but it's spindleweed. Spindleweed grows best for the sorrowful. Verdant spindleweed in a household's garden has often brought neighbors offering consolation, usually without even asking what might be wrong. This originates from the plant's use as a seasoning for dishes meant to speed the recovery of the infirm. A person who grows much of it is likely caring for the fatally ill. An excerpt from the Botanical Companion. That's really cool. Although I doubt that it has anything to do with the house, because the house doesn't really go anywhere, so it's just that.
You're Hawk, aren't you? You used to work with the Thenril.
I did used to work with a Thenril. We have an alienage in here. Really? The city elves. No way. So an alienage is an apartheid situation. The game never never uses that term, but it absolutely should. Especially in the first game, where they're basically slaves. Or it's kind of complicated, but they're absolutely a different kind of... there's different rules for them. They are kept in the alienage in the city, where you start as a city elf, if you start as a city elf, obviously. And it's just they're basically second-class citizens. But here, it seems a little bit more open, so I don't know if they should use the same term, or I don't know if alienage is explicitly necessarily a sort of second-class kind of cityscape. When the Holy Exalted March on the Dales resulted in the dissolution of the Elven Kingdom, leaving a grand many elves homeless once again, the divine Renata first declared that all lands loyal to the Chantry must give the elves refuge within their own walls, considering the atrocities committed by the elves at Red Crossing. This was a great testament to the Chantry's charity. Bear in mind, we are reading a Chantry scholar, so it's absolutely propaganda. A lot of the journal entries, or the codex entries, are propaganda. There was one condition, however. The elves were to lay aside their pagan gods and live under the rule of the Chantry. Which is immediately bad on the face of it. Some of the elves refused our goodwill. They banded together to form the wandering Dalish elves, keeping their old elven ways and their hatred of humans alive. To this day, Dalish elves still terrorize those who stray too close to their camps. Most of the elves, however, say or saw that it was wisest to live under the protection of humans. This is kind of funny, because in the first game, the Dalish elves are delightful, and the humans are they're terrorizing the city elves. That's just how they go. And so we took the elves into our cities and tried to integrate them. We invited them into our own homes, which is a lie, and gave them jobs as servants and farmhands. Here, well, actually, if that is true, then it would be true. But is that true here? That's not what happens in the first game. Maybe it's being retconned. Here in Denerim, it's definitely in Denerim in the first game. Yeah, that doesn't happen. They're not servants. I mean, they might be. Some of them might be, but most of them just live in the slums. That's basically what they are. In Denerim, the elves even have their own quarter. Yeah, this is the propaganda thing. Governed by an elven keeper. Most have proven to be productive members of society. Still, a small segment of the elven community remains dissatisfied. These troublemakers and malcontents roam the streets causing mayhem, rebellion against authority, and making a general nuisance of themselves. Wow. I like that. That's really good. But it is also so very slanted.
The elves who don't live here actually have it worse. I'd hate to be an elf in Darktown.
You see what I mean? They're confined here. So they might not be locked in. I guess the alienage in Denerim isn't locked in either. They just lock the gates due to the plot and how it works. But, yeah, Varric is just confirming it. They have it... The best way for an elf to live is in this place, which is very much look like a slum. They do have the tree. It's related to their culture. And, let's learn about it. Lowtown is home to a squalid elven alienage. Here, like in most Theda's alienages, elves are packed into tiny run-down apartments and effectively segregated from the human population. Thank you, game. This isn't the propaganda bit. It's the segregation. Kirkwall's alienage is even more dilapidated than the rest of Lowtown. Yes, as I was saying. But the elves go to great lengths, keeping the place looking bright and festive. The Venedal, the tree of the people, standing in the middle of the alienage, is a symbol for elven pride and shared cultural identity, and it is lovingly cared for. It's difficult to say if the elves would continue confining themselves to the alienage if they were given the chance to mingle, which is what Varric was talking about. They may not admit it, but some feel that living among their kind is far better than living with humans, no matter how terrible alienage life may be. Yeah, but that's an indictment on the living with humans. That's because the humans make their life hard by being racist pricks. Not saying that it's good to be segregated, and that's what Varric said. I think that was that's the conclusion.
Good to see you again.
Will I see you at the tavern later?
Not today. My sisters have me decorating the Venedal.
Haha, roped you in, did they? Well, good luck.
Yeah, but that's what you can take out of Varric's line, is that if they are not here, they're just gonna be bullied, at least, and they are not gonna find a job or whatever. It depends. Alienage culture. There have always been alienages. They have been around for as long as elves and shems have lived in the same lands. I don't know what shems are, but I assume humans, I should say. Ours isn't even the worst. They say that Val Royeaux is super racist, has 10,000 elves living in a space no bigger than Denerim's market. Their walls are supposedly so high that daylight doesn't reach the Venedal until midday. But don't be so anxious to start tearing down the walls and picking fights with the guards. They keep out more than they keep in. We don't have to live here, you know. Sometimes a family gets a good break and they buy a house in the docks or the outskirts of town. If they're lucky, they come back to the alienage after the looters have burned their house down. See what I mean? It's what I was saying. The unlucky ones just go to the paupers' field. Here, we're among family. We look out for each other. Here, we do what we can to remember the old days. The flat-ears who have gone out there, they're stuck. They'll never be human, and they have gone and thrown away being elven too. So where does that leave them? Nowhere. Interesting. Huh. An interesting take. Very grounded in real life. Real life struggles and attitudes that some people have in ghettos and stuff like that. It's very much inspired by real life. We got a crate up here. What's this crate doing here? With a ring. What do you mean a ring? Is it... No, it's not bad. It's good. +2 fire damage? I mean, don't mind if I do. I don't do fire damage. Or do I? No, I do. My staff is fire. It's fire. Go to Gamlen's home in Lowtown. Where is Gamlen's home?
No offense to your uncle, but this house smells like really old cabbage.
I will trust you on it. It's here. Well, it's an enormous mansion. Just because it smells, I mean... Let's find out.
Hard to believe they left me nothing.
Well, Mother was pretty steamed when you ran off with your Ferelden apostate.
I'm still their daughter, their eldest.
Wow. Man, she's pissed. We have a writing desk, of course. Hawk, you might be interested in something that's come up. A contact of mine, a fellow by the name of Anso, is asking around for someone competent regarding a job, and I suggested you. He's always paid well, so if I were you, I'd check into it before someone else snaps it up. He said he'll be in the Lowtown Bazaar at night. A Thenril. Wait. These are for me? I thought they were for my uncle. It's fantastic. Because these are from a Thenril. So, Hawk, your year's up and you're free to go. Despite what you think, we had a good thing working together. I might pass along an opportunity or two if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Stay safe. And I mark that as red. And this is the opportunity. Let's accept that. But Enthil, she was alright. My character didn't like her all that much, but I was alright with her. Hey bro, what's up?
I'm with you, sister. For now.
Capital S as sister as well. Yeah, that's right, your sister has that capital S. Hey mother.
My children have been in servitude for a year. They should be nobility.
If wishes were poppy, we'd all be dreaming.
This is the way things are, Mother. Gambling can't change it now.
Your mother was supposed to marry the Comte de Lancey, and instead she ran off with some Ferelden apostate. You don't get to stay the favorite when you do that.
Where is Father's will? If I could just see for myself.
It's not here, all right? It was read, it went in the vault. No one needed to look at it again.
Okay, I will stop taking his side, because he just turned to me and talked about my recently killed father, and talked about him as some Ferelden apostate. So, no, this guy's scum, and hopefully he dies by my hand by the end of the game.
I know the Amels were nobility, Mother, but not much else. Why don't you ever talk about them?
The Amels have been a noble family in Kirkwall since Garahel drove out the Fourth Blight. But we've always carried magic in our blood. It's been a stain on our lineage. No family of good standing would ever marry into a line with magic. When I chose your father, I was bringing more magic into our line, not less. I think that's what hurt my parents the most.
Did Grandfather mention Mother in his will at all?
Our father died when you were still in Pinafores, girl. You can hardly expect me to remember.
Oh, of course not. Why should you do something reasonable?
Or remember the death of your...
That touched a nerve. What's in there that you don't want us to see?
Nothing. But you won't be seeing the bloody thing. It's still locked up on the estate, and that's long out of my hands.
What daft bastard leaves that behind?
It was old news. You think I've been sitting here for 25 years waiting for Leandra to slink back?
Who bought the estate, Gamlen? Perhaps I could speak to them. Was it the Reinhardts?
No one you know. Get used to Lowtown, sister. That's where we're going to stay.
I mean, it's a freaking castle itself, but it must have been like a freaking farm. Or I say farm, but like a mansion. Not just the estate, of course, includes the yard and all that sort of stuff. Huh. Carver.
Maker, what a mess. I want to make things better for Mother. But some of what Gamlen says, I'm having a hard time hating him. Playing caretaker for someone else's life. Stuck in their shadow. That's no way to live.
Something you need to say?
Look, if you want to join the fight over who lost the most, fine. But I never lived here. Mother even gave me her old key to try and stir something. But I didn't know Grandfather. Finding his will doesn't matter to me.
You want a connection? This is where we'll find it.
The once mighty Amels? A bunch of slavers are squatting on that dusty glory.
What have you heard?
Uncle's a chatty drunk. He was up to his neck and signed everything over. That's who has the estate. Apparently, the most extensive wine cellar in Kirkwall is now a slave highway from the Undercity. That's the family legacy.
That sounds like an arrangement that needs to change.
And what if it does? We still aren't important enough to actually live in the place.
Baby steps, Carver.
All right, sister. If the key works, we'll clear the estate from the Undercity up.
I was gonna say...
I don't know if this will help, but I do feel like hitting someone.
Let's hit someone. I was gonna say that wondering who got the estate is a very easy question to answer, unless people are not actively living there, which is actually very common, historically speaking. Although I don't know if it is in this world. Because you just go up there, knock on the door, and ask, who's there? Oh, it's you. You're the one who lives here. Unless, of course, they're renting it. That's the many, many things. Oh, look at that. We can stash all the junk. And, of course, we can order some runes here, order some potions. I suppose it's just right-clicking. Yeah. So we don't need to go to the No, wait a minute. This was in the other area. Yeah, so it's not in the market. What is that?
One scrubbing brush. Never used.
Okay.
I'm with you, sister. For now.
For now.
I always wanted to bring you children back to meet your grandparents. Now, I wish we'd stayed in Ferelden.
Get out of my face! Your mother's bad enough. I don't need you nagging me.
I will nag you good, and you'll like it. What do we have? More scrubs.
I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago.
Or brushes, not scrubs. That's different.
I can't have Mother living in this hole. We've got to get out of here.
You have aspirations. Huh. A note addressed to Gamlen. Gamlen Amel. Payment is now 2 months late, Sarah. Interest accrues, as you are well aware. You will find yourself barred from our establishments unless payment is made. Think! Exclamation mark. No Betor, card sharp, or numbers. Betor is the person who does bets, isn't it? Or numbers runner in Kirkwall will deal with you. I certainly hope this matter is attended to before steps are taken. Let us avoid further unpleasantness. From Gallard. Is that his accountant? Or something? Cardinal Book Rules of Magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and there they are. All the limits that a good mage should know, but we don't need to know that. It's all fine. Let's take everyone. It's kind of curious that we only have... we have exactly the amount of people that we can carry. So let's go to Lowtown and see what kind of quests we have, because we definitely have quests over here. We have rumors. Wayward Son. Wow. Oh, this journal is great. Look at all this stuff. Hopefully there are no recycled quests, though. Let's get on to them. Let's start off with side quests over here. Shawl of Dale's daughter? Mm-hmm.
Ferelden in the guard. What will they think of next?
You have a problem with that?
Me? My family's not native either. I'm just surprised. A lot of old prejudice in the guard.
I'll give them plenty of reason to change their minds.
You know, it's possible they're just scared shitless of you. That's my theory, anyway.
I was just looking at the map there, because there are a couple of things here that just get marked as plot points. And they have their quest marked, so I might as well just go there, since we're here in the bazaar. And see what's up. You see, in Liren's imports.
You again. What do you want?
Is there a way I can assist these people?
If you've coin to spare, we won't turn it down. Donations go in the box up front. Anything else?
I hear you know where I can find a Ferelden Grey Warden.
Only Ferelden Grey Warden I've heard of slew the Archdemon to save us all. Fat lot they care here. We're out of the Blight's path now. Why would you need a warden?
The healer was one of them once, wasn't he? A warden?
Well, he's not now, and busy enough without answering fool questions about it.
I think she's talking about Baylor, our character from the first game.
Then I'll only ask very smart questions.
I do not joke, Sarah. You see what our people face in Kirkwall. They have no jobs, no homes. Most can barely buy bread. This healer, he serves them without thought for coin. He's closed their wounds, delivered their children.
And yet he needs to hide.
He's a good man. I won't lose him to the blighted Templars.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's an apostate is what he is. But a warden as well?
You mean he's a mage?
Would I stick my neck out for some purveyor of hensbane and leeches?
Oh, perish the thought. Another delicate mage flower.
He doesn't want to be locked in the gallows just for using the gifts the Maker gave him.
Your healer is in no danger from me.
Right. Perfectly safe if he cooperates.
I suppose it isn't my secret to keep. Anders has certainly been free enough with his services. Refugees in Darktown know to find the healer, look for the lit lantern. If you have need enough, Anders will be within.
Is there any flour? We've been out for a week. The children are eating sawdust.
Anders, she stressed a couple of times. It's a very important name. Although, only for those who have played the first game. Ooh. What do we have in this crate? Just stuff? Didn't I get that before? I like that,
I got 5 kids to feed. Where do I find work?
I like that the quests show up in the map, even though I don't have them selected.
Hey, we heard you in there asking about the healer. We know what happens to mages in this town, and it ain't gonna happen to him.
Well, I'm not gonna ask Carver here, because, yeah, I know what he's gonna do.
I'm as Ferelden as you. I won't harm your healer.
Ferelden? But your clothes. I figured you for a Kirkwaller, sorry. Make her bless the rule of our Queen Honora.
Carver and Aveline both liked that, so I like that. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble getting Carver to like me, though. I think his rivalry is pretty high. And we have Elven Wittner over here that we can look at the map. It's what I was saying. I like that. It's just, yeah, look at that. Bottled Scar. Oh, it's the booze situation. It is a side quest. It's this one. Let's, yeah. Why can't I... Oh, you can't mark as inactive. A rare collaboration between human and elves.
I believe you lost this somewhere.
You have done a great kindness in returning this.
The bottle is where it should be. So these are just fetch quests. So I assume the shawl is the same thing. And that's why there's no description here. Okay. Sounds good. Let's do bait and switch, then. Meet Enzo in Lowtown Bazaar at night. Okay, let's... How do I wait at night? Let's do Aveline's quest, then. But we do know that it's nothing here. Because as long as we look at the map and there's no entry here, we know it's all fine.
So, what do you do, Aveline?
No, I'm a guard. Why are you asking?
I mean in your off-duty hours, for fun. You've heard of it, I hope.
These are my off-duty hours.
And the trend of you scaring the piss out of me continues.
And there we go. Oh, that was Birthright. So there's a bunch of arrows pointing everywhere. It's the first time we're here in Darktown. And the missions are not what I thought. It's this one instead. But that's alright. So Lowtown isn't the worst, as it turns out. We got 1 silver, a rusty metal spoon, as one does. Let's see if we have any info. We don't have any info on Lowtown. Or Darktown, I should say. This might be why. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Let me provide you with a little bit of... Oh, this guy disappears. Good for him. A little bit of stunning. And, yeah, these guys are thieves. They're rogues. Why is that guy just... What?
Bad side. Seems to be unhealthy.
Why is that guy acting that way? Did you see that? That was weird. Another injury kit. We were hopefully not going to need any of those ever. Tevinter.
I should have stayed in the alienage.
Imperium here. I'm sorry, I stopped your conversation there. The good or ill of the Imperium has put its stamp on Thetis forever. I think that's the name of the world. And it's the Imperium is bad. It's just a bunch of... It's an important thing, but I think it's going to be backstory.
Ill for some food. Again.
I think he said I'd kill for some food again. Oh, there we go. Darktown was once a mine controlled by the Tevinter Imperium. Once exhausted, the mine shafts were extended under the city to dispose of sewage from Kirkwall's overcrowded population of slaves. Unsurprisingly, the tunnels became a refuge for those fleeing captivity. A similar trend continues today. The, quote, Undercity, unquote, as some call it, is home to the diseased, the insane, the criminals, and even the dead. Unwanted corpses are often discarded here by murderers and lazy undertakers. Darktown slums makes Lowtown look pleasant in comparison. The foul miasma, known as choke damp, clogs and swells in every corner of Darktown, creating a poisonous mist. Its sewers are a dangerous place. The walls are damp, slick, and coated with phosphorescent lichen. The sewer is a maze, and one foolish enough to enter it is not likely to be heard from again. And this is a Chantry scholar who wrote this trite. So obviously somebody who couldn't handle the heat. Clearly incapable of that. Gather my party here? A Mel Estate cellar. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's why it's gather my party. What the hell's going on? Oh, that's Enders.
I have made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
I like the healing and salvation.
I'm just here to talk.
We're interested in getting into the deep roads. Rumor has it you were a warden. Do you know a way?
Did the Warden send you to bring me back? I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat. Poor Sir Pouncelot. He hated the deep roads.
He did. Sir Pouncelot never died. I think it was like a super special cat. That's why they made him get rid of... Wait a minute, wasn't that a demon? Yeah, I think his cat was a demon.
You had a cat named Sir Pouncelot in the deep roads.
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a Genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the nose. Drew blood, too. The blighted Warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
Don't worry, I can make you even softer just to spite the freaking Wardens.
So you came to Kirkwall just to escape the Wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes. I'm here because there's no Warden outpost, no Darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
I've always heard that joining the Wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the Darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the Archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on.